This week on C Plus News Time, Steven Soderbergh has a dastardly plan to open up the movie distribution game. And get this, it involves advertising. Indie movies get by word of mouth, while big franchises are shoved into our faces like a mother trying to bond with her non-breastfeeding baby. These practices have no room for the gross middle child that are mid-budget films. Advertising can be hard for someone who wants their full creative control over their own work. That's why I never let Big Cola sponsor any News Time episodes. It's not like I've ever been asked either. I'm just saying it'd be nice to be thought of in some fashion. I just want to be wanted. Let's get into advertising in a blockbuster age and loving myself only on News Time. Hey Ron, could you do me a huge favor? Would you just hold and caress me? Where do you think you're going? Ron?
It's C Plus News Time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Lucky Logan liked living ludicrously. Little did Lucky Logan know he lacked a lot of luck. He's dead now. LOL. Welcome back to C Plus News Time. I'm your host, Chad White. This is the comedy news you didn't know about for the week of August 7th, 2017. Advertising is a touchy subject for today's viewers. While we're people who don't want to sit through minutes upon minutes of ads for Pampers and Cheetos brand doodle snacks. We're so busy. Most people can't bring themselves to subscribe to Hulu because 90 seconds away from their binging session of the third season of Alias is just too long. God forbid they check their email, use the restroom, or stand for more than a minute and a half. So advertisers have to find other ways to reach our eyes. Some do mid-episode advertising, like during the first season of Angie Tribeca or season 42 of SNL, and crafty companies try their luck with movies. This is where the big bucks lie. Just like me, Sprite was really into Man of Steel. Apple devices are smattered in just about every other movie now, but some directors don't want to deal with any of this. Enter Steven Soderbergh, who's had just about enough of big circuits advertising malarkey. His latest film, Logan Lucky, opens in wide release this Friday, but there's something odd about the way in which it's entering theaters. There will be no backing from any huge companies who only want to take money out of Soderbergh's pockets. The Oscar-winning director has made it his goal to get theaters to show his movie, asking them directly instead of going through the normal channels of studio distributors. He's been on this journey for about a year now, and it looks like he was successful. But how did he get to this point? Back in 2014, someone named Rebecca Blunt, who may or may not be real, asked Soderbergh to check out this script about these guys that want to rob a NASCAR track. The only issue is the director was retired, having said so when Side Effects dropped in 2013. But Soderbergh wasn't about to use studio distributors again, as they would surely try to put their grubby mitts all over this charmingly unique movie. Who are these studio distributors? They're familiar household names like Warner Brothers and 20th Century Fox, Disney, Universal, Paramount, or Sony, and they're everywhere. What was Soderbergh to do? He chose to raise the money for the movie on his own, getting $29 million by selling the non-theatrical distribution rights to the likes of Amazon. He even managed to get the main actors to work for scale while receiving money on the back end should the movie do well enough. Needless to say, Logan Lucky is a tax and gamble. So Soderbergh wanted to use the back roads when it came to ads, but he's not the only one trying to reach the masses. Cable is losing subscribers by the thousands. Viewers want to Netflix and chill rather than wait a week to watch Preacher. Speaking of, that show is the tits and everyone should go ahead and watch it. Audiences are flocking to the likes of online television, with a number of them heading to package deals like Hulu with Live TV and DirecTV Now. Commercials weren't really the issue, it turns out. It was the price. But even still, ads are in limited reachability to those who only rely on commercial-less platforms. As New York Times media analyst John Coblin and Sapna Maheshwari have found, it's broadcasting that can remain fruitful for ad men. Advertisers are set to spend $9 billion, billion just to be seen on broadcast networks. And I wonder how big of a percentage that is for the Super Bowl. While commercials may be as outdated as acceptable blackface during your favorite family sitcom, it's still a resource that draws in a lot of customers and money. Not the blackface part. Don't even try to make money on blackface. How are ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC able to continue to attract the likes of Big Tampon? The matter of the fact is, broadcast is the easiest way to reach an audience. The internet isn't widely available, and if it goes out, what's next to do? Go outside? You know damn well you hate that place. TVs with antennas still work, and pretty much all flat screens owners can buy themselves HD antennas as well. Coblin and Maheshwari were also quick to mention both Facebook and YouTube can't control ad algorithms to not show up on videos with less than optimal subject matter? That's it. Another issue is a network's problem with accruing all of the ratings for a shows as viewers hop from platform to platform. While ratings aren't as important as they were in 1980, they still matter. Sounds like a good hashtag. But the biggest reason networks still depend on this whole commercial thing is the built-in audience of old people. That's right, your parents are continuing to screw you over even during their retirement. At least you're not living with them like a certain news time host. Yeah. Advertisers know that all of the baby boomers will soon die off and their old ways of ads will follow suit. The question is, how do those companies turn themselves into Google and Facebook with their ad targeting? Even if network advertisers had that kind of technology, they couldn't possibly get someone to actually watch the commercials. You know, short of going to the person's home and holding a gun to their head. Mommy, what's going on? Shut up and watch the trailer for the new My Little Pony movie, bitch. On top of the old people, on top of the ratings drops, and on top of reaching an audience that the internet can't, Coblin and Maheshwari write that network advertisers stay loyal because of the possibility that shows new and old on an already gigantic audience can grab more eyes than the common online ad. If you click on a Tonight Show video and you've Google search for cookies, you might get a commercial for Oreos, or you might get one for Goldfish, which would segment the audience. But Big Cookie wants you to watch only the Oreo one. If you watch Tonight Show live, Oreo might be the only snack food you see in that hour. Many more people will see the 30-second trailer for Logan Lucky if the ad is shown during, say, an episode of Lethal Weapon than on an IGN review. This is how Soderbergh is trying to reach you, by cutting out the faceless middlemen and asking theaters directly to show his movie. He doesn't want to ask Sony or whoever to get his movie out there, because by the time it releases, the marketing budget would have been nearly $40 million, a far cry from the $29 million Soderbergh raised himself. But the high budget is a double-sided coin. The higher it is, the higher the box office, usually. Sorry, Valerian, City of 1,000 Planets. On top of this deal with Amazon to stream the movie at a later date, Soderbergh partnered with Bleecker Street Media, who would help with marketing in exchange for back-end payments from tickets and DVD sales, along with a cool just under $1 million up front. More importantly, they'd let the director have creative control over everything. Soderbergh even cut the trailer himself to test with audiences. And as The Atlantic's David Sims writes, he put more marketing focus on the South and Midwest, where the movie would make bank. God, he's such an auteur badass. Let's posit another question. Why isn't Soderbergh going directly to Amazon or even Netflix for distribution? We're always hearing about how writers and directors get so much freedom from those online networks. Simply put, they haven't proven profitable. Netflix is notorious for not releasing ratings or view counts, and they're always ready to open the wallet. They'd rather tell the kid with the lisp that he's great at singing when he's not, give him a 20 for going to choir practice, and send him on his way. In fact, that's what has sent Netflix to the doghouse recently, even after their constant gaining of subscribers quarter after quarter. I know I've posed a lot of questions in this week's News Time, but Soderbergh is shaking things up in a way no director has done before. He doesn't want to lie down to the domineering studios, and he shouldn't have to. This plan of attack is better for everyone involved. It gets them more money and makes a movie 100% itself. The mid-budget movie has to make a comeback, and Logan Lucky is the one carrying the ball. And that's all the news I have for you for this week on C Plus News Time. Why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where we've got so much that I can't even talk about it here. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at cpluscomedy, follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite, and be sure to listen to the Constitutionals podcast, and also check out Logan Lucky if you're Lucky Logan. Goodbye.